A few days ago, Triumph launched their new line of TFC bikes, or Triumph Factory Custom. These are limited editions that have some fancy bits on them, and they'll definitely go a bit faster than their stock counterparts. But for me, it was the hotly anticipated new Rocket 3 that stole the show. It's the first time we've had a good look at the bike, and also a whole bunch of high-res images were released too. Triumph didn't say a great deal about the new Rocket in the press release, apart from that full details will be on the way on the 1st of May this year, but that's 3 months away. So I scoured the internet and researched every single piece of information I could find out about it so far, and compiled them into a convenient video for you so that we can get a rough idea of what the new bike is all about. The first thing you'll notice about the bike is the modern aesthetic, which is far more angular and aggressive looking than the original Rocket. Although it retains the same overall beefy stance and some of the distinctive features like the twin headlights, putting them side by side, you'll see that the old Rocket looks a little bit dated now. It's thought that the redesigned bike has been brought to the market not only to compete with but outdo Ducati's massively popular Diavel, and it's easy to see some of the similarities, especially at the back end. From the pictures we can also see that the new bike will do away with the traditional frame of the old bike, with the head tube and subframe now bolting straight onto the motor. More than likely this is to save some weight. The original bike was over 360 kilos wet, and even though it had a huge motor with massive torque, it was still too much weight to compete with the Diavel, which weighs in at just over 230 kilos. The motor itself looks to be significantly redesigned too, and Triumph confirmed at the event that the inline 3 will increase in capacity from 2.3 litres of the old bike up to 2.5 litres. Most of the rumours that I've read in the motorcycling press speculate that it's going to produce around 180 horsepower, but with a massive monstrous torque of 230 newton meters at peak at around 3,000 revs. Although the original Rocket 3 was a fairly raw beast, the new bike's expected to come with a whole host of electronic rider aids like traction control, cornering ABS and riding modes to help riders who fall foul of such massive engine figures. It might not be to everyone's taste, but it seems to be the way that the industry is moving, especially competitors like Ducati. And we've seen this with the new 1200 Scrambler as well. It's a prime example of this. It had 6 riding modes: cruise control, keyless ignition, Bluetooth connectivity with your phone, a full TFT display, a Google Maps integration, even the ability to control a GoPro from the switchgear on the bars, and that's all on top of the traction control and cornering ABS we've already mentioned. In fact, the TFT display that's been revealed on the Rocket 3, at least the factory custom model, looks pretty much identical to that on the 1200 Scrambler, so we can expect to see a lot of the features that I've listed above being available on the Rocket 2. The Scrambler was also given all LED lighting and a DRL at the front, and although the Rocket 3's headlights take their distinctive silhouette from the original bike, the innards appear to have been upgraded to match the latest tech in the Triumph range. From the photos released at the TFC launch, we can also see high-spec Brembo M50 brakes up front, as well as chunky upside-down forks, although there's no indication of the branding for the forks. It's not clear whether these are part of the upgraded TFC package or available on the stock bike as well, but we'll find out in due course. At the rear of the bike, you can see that the traditional twin shocks of the old Rocket have been ditched for a more modern monoshock, and as a result, with the short subframe, the license plate has been relocated to a swing arm mounted position. The photos also show an interchangeable seat cushion, one as a pillion seat and then one with just a small cushion to effectively make it a single seat setup, and Triumph confirmed in the press release that both options will come as standard. The original Rocket was available in a number of configurations like the Classic, the Roadster and the Tourer models, so we might expect to see more extensive options than just interchangeable seats for the new bike. Given that the subframe bolts straight onto the engine, perhaps it's going to be possible to swap it out for something that can, for example, carry luggage. Lastly, some leaked photos of the Rocket 3 have shown a forward foot peg position, whereas the TFC model has mid-mounted pegs. But with closer inspection of those side-on photos, you can see mounting holes at the front as well, so it looks like the foot peg position is going to be interchangeable. Anyway, that's all I've got time for today, but in summary, it looks pretty awesome. I'll follow up with more details of the Rocket 3 as they become available, so if you're new here and you want to hear about it, then do hit subscribe. I'd also love to hear what you guys think of the new Rocket in the comments below. Do let me know if you like that modern aesthetic, and I'd love to hear what you think about all the tech and rider aids as well. Let me know what you think, otherwise I'll catch you in the next video.